Off the racket.
And that's about how these sets went the other day. I could not get it together. I did accidentally, in the beginning, grab my older racket. Well, the older strings in the racket, and I was still wearing. I accidentally put on my hardcourt shoes, which aren't exactly hardcourt shoes. They're just the shoes that I wear until the tread gives out underneath them, and then I deem those my hardcourt shoes. And I just keep them in my bag, so whenever I'm on hardcourts, I have something that I can kind of like rough up and not worry about screwing up the treads for my clay court ones. But anyways, yeah, I had those on. I was kind of slipping and sliding everywhere, and the strings felt like a trampoline. But I eventually remember on the changeover to switch them. I don't know why I kept forgetting. I also remember that in the next game, I accidentally kick the ball up with my racket and knock it over the fence. So I had to go run all the way around the facility to get to the ball, and I had to run all the way back. So by the time I got back, I was kind of winded and forgot to put on my other shoes and change the racket. And I think after I knocked that ball over the fence, I was I just completely lost focus, because I came back and I was winded a little bit, and I felt a little behind the 8-ball on a lot of the points, and just super flustered. It was kind of like one of those days where one thing would happen after another. It's like a snowball effect that would just grow and grow, which is in practice is a good thing to happen to you, because it's a good time to work on those things and figure out how to regain focus again. What is it that you need to do? Unfortunately, this day I didn't find the secret formula to get myself back into the match. There was a couple glimmers of hope that I think I can get back into this, but unfortunately, not unfortunately, but my tennis partner is really he's very good. He's a guy that you can't take lightly. He's very good at changing direction of the ball. I really have to focus on getting the ball out of his swing zone, because if I don't, he's just going to change direction on me and put me on my heels. And also, I have a really hard time reading his serve. I don't know why. I can't pick up any cues off of his serve on where he's going. So I'm kind of returning. I'm very just, again, on my heels. So if you don't bring it that day, he can easily pick you apart. And I definitely did not bring it this day. I wasn't even able to get the full match because my camera ended up dying. It's just, we were out there for so long, and one thing happened after another, having to run around the facility, that took a lot of time, and so the battery was dying a little bit, and I think the heat got to it too. I thought the heat wasn't going to be a problem since we were playing at 6. But again, it is Florida, so it still stays pretty hot, even when the sun's kind of going down a little bit. But yeah, what else happened? Kicked the ball over, camera was dying, I was not ready with the shoes, and they still don't have... They took the water coolers away a few years ago, and they just haven't brought them back, so every time you want water, you have to go over to the water fountain at the front, which is kind of annoying. And then we ended up having to move courts because we only had this one for an hour, and then we had to move to another set of courts for the next hour, and that was even farther away. So we ended up moving courts, and I was already flustered. I got to the other set of courts and completely forgot to fill up my water bottle and had to go running all the way back to the front again, and that added to the frustration. And if this looks like the same clips, it's because it's the same clips since my camera died and at the end of the early second set, so the video's super short. But really the takeaway from this match was figuring out how to get out of that flustered zone when one thing goes wrong after another, and you gotta you gotta bring it in your head a little bit before you can even start playing against your opponent. It's almost like you're fighting against yourself first, and then also the person on the other side of the court. And usually, at a tournament or playing a match, like a real match or something, not just a practice match, that's when I take my bathroom break. I'll take my bathroom break, medical break, whatever breaks I can, just to go be alone in the bathroom or something for a second and just gather my thoughts. I kid you not, I feel like I need to keep some kind of candy bars or something in my bag, like a Twix or a Snickers or something that has fats, carbs, and sugars in it, to just put my brain back in a good mood, or get the chemicals flowing again. You're just in such a rut that you just don't know what it is you have to do, and you're stuck out there. There's nothing, you're just constantly taking a beating, one point after another. But if anybody has any ideas on how they are able to, that's where I knocked the ball over, I forgot to mention earlier. But if anybody has any ideas on what they do to flip that switch in their head, or to stay focused when everything's kind of going wrong, feel free to tell me, because I need some ideas. But anyways, alright guys, until next time, later.